Time now for our daily news roundtable. And this one, Canada, we want to hear from you. We know it'll get heated. What are your airline passenger rights?
Well, something that resonates with so many people.
So many people. As you guys, it turns out we don't have a lot of rights here in Canada, but that could change. The CTA is undergoing a public consultation right now all the way until August 28th to find out what you think you deserve as an airline passenger. This comes as we're talking about being bumped off an flight that has been overbooked, a flight being canceled, when it's delayed, when you're stuck on the tarmac for more than 3 hours, if your baggage gets lost. What do you deserve as a passenger? What kind of treatment do you deserve? What kind of money should you be getting if you are one of those people who, for example, gets denied boarding on a plane? Now, it turns out Canada really falls behind when we look at other countries, for example, the European Union. If you just Google rights of passengers in Europe, a website pops up that says, here are my rights. You can click on it and you find out exactly how much money you would get. For example, if your flight is anywhere between about over 1,500 kilometers, you would get 250 European dollars, which turns out to be $383 Canadian. You know exactly what you're getting. It can be upwards of about 900 bucks Canadian if you weren't allowed to board in Europe, if your flight was canceled, or if you had a delay at arrival. Wow. So what do you guys think? What do you think you deserve? What is the treatment you deserve as an airline passenger?
It's so tough because you know what? A lot of times what happens when you're traveling, you go through certain experiences, and I always feel bad for the frontline staff who work at airlines because it's almost they get the brunt of what's taking place. Yes. But as a passenger, you're paying your money. You're paying your hard-earned money to travel wherever. It could be a long-distance trip that you maybe saved for many years for. And if I got bumped in a situation like that and, you know, I'm being told information that's not satisfying my expectation,
or no information
at all, then that's an issue. So I do believe there needs to be an air passenger bill of rights of some sort because we need to feel that if a company takes action and it's not action that we're expecting as a customer, as a passenger, then there should be a certain right, a bill, a compensation of some sort that's satisfying what took place.
At least a standard.
At least.
Yeah, what do you think?
I agree. I think that's where most of the stress comes from too, is just not knowing what to expect and the inconsistency. So I've been on flights that have been delayed where I've gotten a hotel voucher, go stay in the hotel for the night, come back. But then I've been in other situations where you have to pay for your own hotel and then get reimbursed later. And, it just not having some standard expectation, I feel like that's where a lot of the stress comes from.
It's never easy. You feel like you're on the phone forever. You get put on hold a million times, and then you get transferred. You have to explain your story 1,000 times. Right now, the airlines really make the rules, and they're the ones who enforce them. So hopefully this will change. The public consultation goes until the end of August. If you would like to contribute, by the way, in-city consultations, Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, Yellowknife, Winnipeg, Montreal, Halifax, and Ottawa. If you're not in one of those cities, July 5th, you can go online. If you just Google it, or if you head to the CAT website, you can find the consultation pretty easy there. You can contribute your thoughts and say, this is what we want. It's not just money, it's also standard of treatment. Say you're stuck on the tarmac for over 3 hours. How often do you deserve to be updated? Should you be getting water or food? Should they control the temperature in the airplane so it's a little more enjoyable? We've seen those stories all over the headlines this last year.
And just to add to that, it's good for the business to treat customers properly. Like, if you know that you're going to be compensated if something goes wrong, you're more likely to take that airline again, knowing instead of a different airline that's not going to treat you in any sort of way. So it's just proper business model. Treat your customers fairly. Like, we're Canadians, we understand things go wrong, but just give us some leeway. Let us know that, you're handling the situation appropriately. I think that would make Canadians happy.
I think that's a valid point. Let us know what you think. What is the standard of treatment you deserve when you're flying?